Charlie Kirk, American conservative media commentator and founder of Turning Point USA, was brutally murdered early afternoon on September 10th at Utah Valley University. This is everything we know about the murder of Charlie Kirk. America was sent reeling into a divided sea of grieving supporters and outspoken opponents taking advantage of the opportunity to praise the shooter, raising serious concerns about public support of political violence in our country. For the next 33 hours, a nationwide manhunt ensued, and in the early hours of Friday morning, the man identified as Kirk's assassin, Tyler Robinson, was turned into police by his youth pastor, who also doubled as a fugitive task force officer for the federal marshals. He called the FBI, who coordinated Tyler's arrest. Here is everything we know about Tyler Robinson, his family, what led up to Charlie Kirk's shooting, and what led up to Robinson's imminent arrest. Tyler's upbringing. Tyler James Robinson was born in 2003, making him 22 years old. Just a young man. A bit awkward in gait, weighing 150 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. Robinson was born to parents Matt Robinson and Amber Jones. His mother Amber was a registered Republican voter, and his father Matt Robinson is reported to run a construction company. It was initially widely reported that Matt Robinson was a longtime sheriff's deputy for Washington County Sheriff's Department, but the department has since released a statement that their deputy Robinson is not the same guy nor related to the father of the shooter. From what's been made available on Facebook and X, it seems Tyler Robinson lived a very privileged life. His mother posted frequently with pictures of vacations she and the family took since Tyler was young. Tyler can be seen in many of these photos smiling and looking like a normal, happy child. In many of Tyler's adolescent photos, gathered from his mother's Facebook page before she deleted everything, he can be seen holding high-powered rifles and even a rocket launcher. His mother's photos also suggest an affinity for firearms. For the record, I am in full support of firearm rights in this country, and this is not an attempt to sway people in either way on the issue. This is simply a direct reporting of the facts. Tyler was also a very gifted student. He is seen in photos as far back as middle school with a 4.0 GPA. His college transcripts have been released, and he has been shown to have scored in the top 1% of ACT scores, landing at 34. He also received the Resident Presidential Scholarship from Utah State University. He had his life made in front of him.
Congratulations, you have been selected to receive the Resident Presidential Scholarship from Utah State University. The value of this scholarship is approximately $32,000. This scholarship is available for 4 years or 8 semesters.
The Halloween photo. One photo stands out as significant from Tyler's childhood, a Halloween picture posted by Tyler's mother, depicting him and presumably his little brother on Halloween of 2017. The photo shows Tyler's younger brother in a dark-colored garb with a rifle strung over his back, toy gun in his holster, and face painted to mimic camouflage. Tyler's costume is one depicting him riding Donald Trump, with fake legs made to appear as Tyler's strewn over Trump's shoulders, while Tyler's actual legs fill a Trump upper body costume that is unmistakably the president. While no further details about Tyler's motivation for the costume have been released, both boys' costumes offer significant insight into the minds of the Robinson children and the family. In 2017, Tyler would have only been 14 years old. While his mother had been reported as a registered Republican, she clearly either encouraged her children to involve themselves in politics or did not offer much pushback when her children adopted different political beliefs than she did, as her support for the costume can be inferred by her taking the photo and posting it on her own Facebook page. His brother's costume is worth some thought as well, because on the one hand, it resembles costumes I used to wear as a young kid who looked up to military men. But on the other hand, we don't know if Tyler and his brother coordinated these costumes as some sort of related gag, inferring not only public embarrassment and abuse of Trump, but full-on political violence. Tyler's political views. Tyler's personal political views, of course, are currently a point of major contention. While it was initially reported by MSNBC that Robinson was ultra-conservative and disliked Kirk for not being conservative enough, this has not been substantiated by any evidence, and as far as I can find, is a complete lie. Here are the hard facts we know so far about what Tyler believed. There have been photos recovered of Tyler at some kind of rally. In this photo, we see Tyler, COVID mask donned, nails painted black, as well as sporting a trans ally flag and an LGBTQ ally flag on his tactical style vest. This shows us Tyler heavily supported LGBTQ related issues, enough that he felt the call to go protest in support of it. The painted nails would generally suggest a more alternative or fringe left social grouping, but on their own, the painted nails are not something we could call evidence to one side or the other. Another suggestive image is Tyler standing next to the engineering building at Utah State University, where he attended. He was actually not a student of Utah Valley University, where the shooting happened. The photo depicts Tyler, again, wearing a COVID mask. We see Tyler holding what appears to be his list of classes, some kind of orientation paper. If we're to conclude that Tyler was beginning college in this picture, it would have been at least 2021, a year after COVID had began, and well into heavy partisan debate of the mask issue. It's pretty obvious which way you lean, especially at that time, when wearing a mask in the manner that Tyler's wearing it, outside and not near anyone. Law enforcement has revealed that a family friend of Robinson's recalled a conversation with Tyler about Charlie Kirk that was shared at the dinner table between them months before Kirk's appearance at UVU. This family friend is confirmed to have recounted Tyler sharing his hate for Charlie and mentioning the fact that Charlie would be near them at UVU soon. One post conflicting with Tyler's affiliation with the left is a photo of the next year's Halloween costume, in which he appeared to go as Pepe the Frog. He wears a very similar tracksuit to one in a common Pepe meme, and his mom states Tyler went as some meme guy in her post. This would have been in 2018, during Trump's presidency, and there's pretty much no mistaking that Pepe represents far-right, generally white nationalist beliefs. 2018 was also the height of the Pepe meme. This poses more questions than answers about Tyler's political affiliations, but one thing is for sure. Tyler definitely enjoyed politically provocative costumes. He enjoyed embodying politically fueled ideology that provoked, whether negatively or positively, people around him. Another thing we can deduce from going as Pepe is that Tyler would most likely be classified as chronically online. The Trump donations. Screenshots of what appeared to be a donation sheet for Donald Trump signed by Tyler Robinson have been circling, with purveyors of this image stating that this is evidence of Tyler's conservatism. Alright guys, I gotta take a short pause because I found an inconsistency in my research on this topic. Initially, I was looking at Thomas Robinson listed above Tyler Robinson, and I saw his city as Fullerton, California, and his occupation listed as retired. Upon reviewing this video, I don't know how I missed it, but somehow I just noticed the name difference, and upon examining Tyler Robinson, he is listed as living in St. George, Utah, which is connected by just a couple-minute drive to Tyler Robinson's home state of Washington, Utah. I did some digging on white pages, thinking, well, maybe this is a common name, Tyler Robinson, and I found Tyler J. Robinson, which the middle initial lines up, listed as living in St. George, Utah, but it has some inconsistencies. It has his age listed as 30s, and it says that there's another address affiliated with his name in Mesa, Arizona. Nothing I could find about Tyler Robinson has any connections with Mesa, Arizona. The middle initial lining up, as well as the state lining up and city lining up, to me, lends more on the side of this being the same person than it not. The age discrepancy on white pages is the only thing that would challenge that idea. So, while I initially thought the Trump donations were a debunked allegation, this actually opens more questions than it closes, and we're going to have to consider this aspect of the case unsolved for now. The bullet casing inscriptions. Tyler fired one single round that day, but he had 3 more loaded into a Mauser 30-06 bolt-action rifle with a high-powered scope attached. The bullet casings all had inscriptions on them. The bullet fired's casing read, "Notices bulge. What's this? Capital O, lowercase w, capital O." A phrase many believe is in reference to trans people, but it's unclear if this is a negative or positive connotation. The O, lowercase w, capital O, represents an image of a face, with the capital O's being wide eyes and the small w being a coiled mouth. Language generally common on Reddit, 4chan, fringe chat boards. Not that Reddit is a fringe chat board, but language used in the more fringe areas of Reddit. The unfired rounds read as follows. "Hey fascist! Exclamation point. Catch! Exclamation point." Pretty self-explanatory. And it's worth noting that the language used there is almost always synonymous with language used from the left directed at the right. The second read word's in Italian, O bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao ciao ciao, which translates to Oh beautiful goodbye, beautiful goodbye, beautiful goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. The final reading,
If you read this, you are gay, LMAO.
a cheeky last joke before he ruined his own life. What do these suggest about Tyler's motivations? I think they suggest he was highly motivated by content that he consumed on the internet. We see a lot of internet language common on sites like Reddit or 4chan. His musings also align with the photos we've already seen of him, sporting the vest with the trans and LGBT ally flags on it. His casings reference topics of transgenderism, homosexuality, and violent revolt against perceived fascism, all which seems to be topics that younger Tyler showed interest in. The book. Alright, anyone who's into conspiracy theories has heard the book, titled The Shooting of Charlie Kirk, which appeared to have been published on the 9th, although Charlie was not shot until the 10th. As much as I wish this hole went deeper than it did, and it was more mysterious than it is, unfortunately, it's relatively easy to debunk. See, backdating the publishing for a book on Amazon is entirely possible. The reason people rarely do it is because if you do backdate the publishing, it will not be shown on Amazon's newly released page. However, if the writer of this book, or rather, the creator, the person who prompted AI to write it, because that's what it was, 100% AI slop, if that person knew that backdating it would bring tons more attention than the new release page would, then it becomes a very dirty, very unscrupulous, but unfortunately savvy business trick that would skyrocket his book into national and worldwide headlines, which did happen. When I first started researching this, the only people reporting on that book were the Times of India. Now I know, what about the writer who doesn't exist, Anastasia J. Casey? Well, it is pretty much certainly a made-up name. And oddly enough, I did some digging on X, and I found this man claiming to be the one responsible for at least 3 AI-generated books on the Kirk shooting, one of which being the book in question, with the publishing date listed as the 9th. The book actually goes on to get the facts incorrect and claims Charlie lived. To me, this suggests the book was produced in the interim between the shooting and the declaration of his death, and the creator had a 50-50 shot to guess how it would turn out, and they got it wrong. While Charlie's death was clearly planned, calculated, and orchestrated, I don't believe the book has any affiliation with his death, and we can consider it debunked. The Discord messages. Law enforcement has confirmed the roommate of Tyler claimed Tyler made jokes on Discord. And when investigators asked to see these jokes, the roommate showed messages between him and Tyler, with Tyler stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, is how law enforcement phrased it. So Tyler was probably saying something of, I need to go grab that rifle, or that he will need to soon. Officers also say there were messages from Tyler describing hiding a rifle in a bush, visibly monitoring the area in which the rifle had been hidden, and having wrapped the rifle in a towel. These statements to the roommate could explain certain theories of pre-knowledge seemingly shared by other youth, like this screenshot of an X post seemingly alluding to the assassination the day before it happened. If Tyler was sharing these intentions with his roommate, who knows who else he felt comfortable sharing with in his perceived safe house of online anonymity. Overall, in my estimation of the current facts we have in front of us, there's at least a general connection of the dots. It's unlike the Trump assassination attempt where the kid was completely non-existent online except for some weird BlackRock commercial from years ago. In Tyler's case, there's definitely a clear pattern of involvement in fringe political circles, especially online, as well as an affinity for firearms. Again, not that having an affinity for firearms means you're going to go assassinate someone, but when you combine them with a very disturbed young man and a lot of hate in his heart, you're going to get terrible results. I'm going to leave the theories for another video. If anything else comes out, which I'm sure it will, I just wanted to lay out the clear facts here. In conclusion, we simply do not have enough evidence to 100% unequivocally say this was an attack from a left-wing operator against a right-wing operator. While Tyler's motivations may seem obvious on the surface, his true political beliefs and ideologies remain murky, as he clearly held deep knowledge of both alt-right and alt-left fringe internet content. Tyler's affinity for firearms, the internet, and fringe politics appear to have boiled over into a choice that he can now never undo. However, I, before anyone else, will tell you these things are almost never as they seem, and I'm definitely not subscribing to any theory yet. Charlie was a major opposer of some major entities, including Epstein affiliates and the Nation of Israel, not to mention Netanyahu being uncharacteristically quick to condemn Kirk's killing. This video was about cold hard facts that we know without a doubt. If enough comes together in my further research to warrant another video, which it probably will, then rest assured, it's coming. If not, though, we'll have to continue to grieve in the tragic reality that a man who frequently spoke out about ending violence through communication was violently killed because of opposers of communication. No matter what side you're on, political violence is never the answer unless war is being waged against you. Anyone who listened to Charlie for more than 5 minutes know how much he advocated for a peaceful America. If you're one of the people celebrating his death, there's a special place in hell for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And finally, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk.